Merry Christmas! Christmas 2021 decorating trends. Hello, my little holly jollies. Welcome back to the merriest place on the internet. It's time. This is my favorite video to make every year because it means I get to just look at pretty things on the internet. Where's the lie? Christmas time, it's... Yay. We wait all year and it's here. That's gonna go on my Christmas album when I finally get one. Hi, my name is Kim and I am very merry. I'm just a girl who loves Christmas trees, so if you love Christmas trees and maybe like to see them all year long for other holidays, as well as get some tips on how to up your Christmas tree game, feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Join the sparklers. We're a good people. The first trend I want to talk about, I'm like stupidly excited for because it's a very big I told you so moment for me. Darker colors, jewel tones, very saturated, very dark colors. Pastels are out. I told you so. I told you pastels were on their way out last year. Go back and watch. I'm just kidding. I'm not that like hoity-toity about it. Maybe I should watch Newsies less often. So we are shifting from pastels and the light, icy, pastel-y kind of colors to more deeper, darker, saturated jewel tone type colors. I love the pastel thing, especially pink. Like I really think that is so cute. And I am doing like a pastel pink tree this year a little later, which actually kind of leads me to a disclaimer. I kind of meant to give you this little caveat at the beginning. Please decorate the way you want to decorate. If you love pastels and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to give up my pastels, I really love them, please decorate with them. These are not laws. These are not must-dos. These are not society will not accept you if you don't get rid of all of your pink and absorb all of the dark sapphire. Every Christmas tree is beautiful. Every decorating style is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. So please decorate how you want to decorate. It's all in fun. So anyway, darker jeweled tones. I saw this coming. I knew it and I love it. I love the pastel thing. We'll never hate that. I think that that is so light and fresh. But apparently we are starting to move into just darker feelings. So darker colors. Now, we're not gonna be dark and dreary and grinchy and scroogey around here. We are excited and we are happy. We're just adding some elegance to that with jewel tones. Notably, I've seen a lot of super dark sapphire blues, and I know that teal, I feel like teal, turquoise, aqua, the dark saturated version. I don't know if it's gonna be in a peacock way though. The peacock tree was a big deal for a while, and I can't really tell if we're going back to the peacock specifically of blues and teals and purples, or if we're going more into sapphire and ruby and emerald. I think we're going more that way and not as much peacock way. The peacock theme is a good starting point if you want to look at doing some dark saturated jewel tone colors. You could also really kind of simplify that and do rubies and emerald colors, which is red and green, which is Christmas and yay. Also, blue is never not cool. Get it? Because it's a cool tone. I am also, because I have to just do this because I have a lot of thoughts and feelings, I think we're gonna have jewel tones, darker saturated colors this year and next year, and the year after that. If not, like a little bit next year, we're gonna start seeing that morph into more like dusty mauves and like gray lavenders and things like that. 2 years from now, we're gonna be a lot more muted and almost natural-ish kind of colors. Instead of blush pink or dark magenta, it's gonna be that like mauvey, dusty pink and like lavenders and that kind of thing, and gray blues. That's where I think it's going. So if you want to jump on that trend, I was right about jewel tones. So I'm just a Christmas decorating oracle. I also want to say, just to kind of tack on to darker jewel tones, is jewel tones with gold accents. This is the opposite of that. This is dark blue with silver and white, not gold. However, I did just order like 100 gold bubbles, so So I think gold is going to be more of an accent than silver this year. Just kind of something to keep in mind if you're looking at switching up just part of your decor and you're like, oh, maybe I'll switch from silver to gold or from gold to silver or white or whatever. I think gold is going to be our accent color this year. Don't know why. We're just after the warmth, I guess. Okay, another trend that is up and coming this year more than other years, it's kind of something that is around every year, but I think we're gonna see more of it, a lot more of it this year. That is the nature-inspired theme stuff. Nature, woodland, natural stuff. Nature, natural, you get it. A lot of neutral colors. I've seen a lot of copper with this, which like brown, but like beautiful brown. Brown can be beautiful in many ways. So a lot of coppers. I'm also seeing it mixed with like a blush, a pastel. Great way to utilize your pastel if you want to be trendy, but aren't really wanting to just do the pink and silver tree this year. So a lot of like blushy colors. This is kind of getting a little interesting because this is kind of splitting into kind of three different ways. The natural kind of look. Woodland, nature, forest type things. We still have a lot of the little woodland creatures, a lot of natural elements on your trees, leaves and extra garlands and like acorns and pine cones and that kind of thing. I'm such a sucker for acorns on a tree. I think I mentioned this last year. I have a woodland tree and it has acorns on it, including acorn lights. Like, it's a thing. But like I said, this is kind of splitting into three different ways. The woodland foresty thing, but we're also seeing a lot of coastal Christmas trees. Beach themed, ocean themed, coastal Christmas themed things are around every year. They're kind of like the woodland thing. Like, it just pops up every year. It's just something a lot of people just do all the time. But I feel like this year we're gonna have a surge of coastal trees. I'm just seeing it more and more. I usually see a section of it in stores, but I don't see a ton of stuff already decorated. I'm starting to see that in like decorator store previews and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, this like you're really like going with the coastal thing. You've got a lot more coastal than what I've seen previously. And so I think we're gonna see a lot more beachy things and coastal things. I'm also seeing this theme with a lot of blush pinks and coppers. So if you want to go the natural route, blushy light pinks and coppers are really cool and like trendy, up with the times way to modernize that coastal or natural look. The third like natural decorating thing that I am seeing is something that has me so stinking excited. Oh my gosh. Sustainable, eco-friendly Christmas decorating. This has me really excited. I actually just started a whole new YouTube channel about like a little more zero waste living and lowering my waste, especially with makeup, to kind of offset how much waste I create at Christmas time. I just buy more things every year. I don't get rid of anything. I just buy more, which it's not good. To kind of offset my guilt, I started a zero waste YouTube channel, especially with makeup, because that's another place that we can really waste a lot. So anyway, whoa, tangent. My point is, I think we are going to see a lot more sustainable and ethical and eco-friendly Christmas ornaments on our trees this year, which is really, really cool. Think like secondhand things, thrift store. I actually bought a bunch of stuff on Mercari, which is secondhand. Great option for lower, if your budget's a little lower than what you would like it to be, look for stuff secondhand. You'd be really surprised. I think we're gonna see more of this because budgets are lower this year, and there are going to be supply chain issues, which is something we all need to be thinking about already. You needed to be thinking about it last month. I'm behind too, it's okay. You know, it's been a weird economy. Some people are thriving, some people not so much. We're gonna see a lot more thrifted, hand-me-down, use what you already have kind of thing. I also think because the lowering waste sustainable movement is on the rise with the young people, I am one of them. I'm not a young person, but like I'm trying to be mindful, because that is just catching more and more in popularity and in awareness and things like that. I think that we're going to see more and more every year. We're going to see more and more sustainable, lower waste, eco-friendly Christmas tree and Christmas tree ornaments, which is very cool, very cool. Another thing we're starting to see a lot of this year is the nostalgia kind of factor in trees and in decorating. Not only are we seeing people buying stuff secondhand or using what they already have for sustainability purposes and budget purposes, we're seeing this just for the nostalgia purpose. Like, just because it's like, I like this and I want to use this. This one, right? Can you see this? This ornament right here? Totally a nostalgia piece. My husband's 3D printed me that. It also glows in the dark because I'm extra. I think we're gonna see more and more and more people using the ornaments they have, the ornaments from their childhood, the ornaments that their grandparents gave to them, that kind of thing. I think that we're all just feeling a little more home for the holidays, a little more wanting to be near our loved ones. And I think this is kind of a nod to that, because things were weird last year, things are semi-weird this year with who we can be with and who we can't be with. And so I think that we all have this pull of what once was. And so we're gonna see that in decorations and in Christmas trees this year for sure. Another thing people are doing with this is buying vintage ornaments or vintage inspired ornaments. The way rustic glam was really big last year is still very prominent this year. I'm seeing it in lots of places. The mercury glass kind of idea, because that's an old vintage style ornament, but people are now buying like that vintage glass, mercury glass things for that nostalgia feel, less than the glamorous vintage feel. Both, actually, we're seeing both. For the nostalgia thing, the mercury glass fits into that. So if you're kind of wanting to use older things and you did a rustic glam thing in the past, like, your mercury glass is gonna right over very beautifully. People are also buying vintage ornaments on eBay, and they're collecting things from their past and from their parents and their grandparents. People are also just buying new things that look vintage. There's a lot of different ways you can do this kind of nostalgia thing. So if you want to bring back a certain era or feeling from a different time onto your tree and your decorations, buying some vintage inspired or vintage ornaments is going to be really big this year. Also, because of the supply chain thing that I mentioned a second ago, which we're going to talk even more about in a minute, because we're going to have some supply chain issues that eBay is going to do like super great this year. eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, places you can buy stuff that people are selling or giving away, I think are going to do really great this year, because budgets, supply chains, kind of a sad running theme, but like, it is what it is. People are definitely wanting to feel some nostalgia this year, so we are seeing a lot of that. So I have dropped the bomb on supply chain issues, so we're gonna talk about the last theme that I wanna mention, which is the DIY. I think we're gonna have a DIY surge. Mainly because of supply chain issues and some budgetary things. It's also a sustainable option if you are buying the right stuff or collecting or repurposing the right things. This fits in with the sustainable kind of theme. So it all ties in together. The DIY is really gonna like have a surge this year. I really think that it is. Mainly because of supply chain issues. I think people are gonna go and buy their ornaments and they're gonna be gone. They're just gonna be gone. We've got manufacturing problems, we've got import problems, and like so many of our ornaments are just shipped right over from China and other places that those boats are having problems, okay? Like the ships aren't quite coming in the way that they were, and we have a lot of world economic, domestic economic things that just are causing some supply chain issues. If you are in construction, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like in the know with the world and stuff. If you see something in a store or online that you want, get it. Get it. It's gonna be gone the next day, especially as we get closer to the season. I'm hoping it's not gonna be too terrible, but I am preparing for it. I usually, literally, this is super kind of funny, I think. I don't start gift shopping until December 1st at the very earliest. Maybe like if there's a Black Friday thing I'm after, but I kind of just let that sail on by because it's like my biggest video day is Black Friday. So I'm usually occupied working my tail off instead of shopping like all you wonderful people get to do. This year though, I'm gonna try my hardest to start a little early. I have it on my to-do list to start it now. We'll see what happens. There are going to be some issues this year in getting gifts and in getting home decor stuff, especially the good stuff. So when you see something, get it. If you can't, you're gonna end up DIYing it, which brings me around to the whole point of this. The DIY theme, the DIY stuff, ornaments, gifts, all kinds of decor things are gonna be DIY'd. I think it's more sustainable, which a lot of people are more mindful about and getting more mindful about every year. There's also just gonna be budget issues and supply chain issues. So please be aware, be ready to DIY or get your stuff super, super early so that you don't have to worry about it. But I think we're gonna see a lot of DIY, and I think it's actually gonna be kind of cool because like people are creative and people are clever and resourceful, and it's really cool to see some things that people have come up with when they couldn't get what they wanted. DIY it. If you can't get it, why not? Those are the Christmas decorating themes and ideas and styles that I am seeing for 2021. I cannot just bring this point home enough. We're gonna have some supply chain issues this year. Please get what you want early. And don't sleep on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace. Secondhand ornaments are amazing, amazing. Please let me know how you will be decorating this year if you've got an idea for what you want to do. I just love talking about it. I could talk about it all day, and I'm always around in my comment section. So please let me know your favorite theme, what you're gonna be doing, and all that stuff. And let me know if there's something you'd like to see me decorate. I think I've got all of my trees pretty much nailed down for the year for what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a good year. But if there's something in particular you'd like to see, I love to hear it. I'll see if I can work it in, or if it's something I'm able to do, or if it's something I hadn't thought of and be like, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. Let me know if there's something you want to see. All of the music you've heard in the background of this video is from the My Christmas Cocktail piano box. There's a link in the description below if you'd like to get that. It's lovely. To see how I decorated this silver, white, and blue Christmas tree, you can click or tap right up here. And for a little more Christmas cheer, you can click or tap right down here. Thank you so much for watching. I am so excited. Our time is finally here and we get to decorate and live our best life. Don't forget to subscribe, and until we meet again, sparkle on.